You good, Mud?
No.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy LD. No, I'm playing. Let me stop. It's your boy LD back out here again. The late night reactions. Let me stop. No. Let me stop. But nah. It's your boy LD. I'm reacting to the saddest downfall on YouTube. I mean the saddest YouTuber downfall of all time. That got me thinking, who is the saddest YouTuber? And how did they have a downfall? But anywho, let me get into the video. Shout out to my boy August the Duck. We're gonna be reacting to a lot of his videos coming up, but hey, let's get into it.
Well, guys, it's always unfortunate when we've got to make one of these. Don't know why there's never headlines of like YouTuber turns his life around and stops being a massive fucking douchebag and turns into a good guy. Probably because negativity sells, but I honestly just don't think that really happens. I feel like being a shitty guy on social media is sort of a one-way street. There's no turning back. Now, it seems like whenever you become a YouTuber, inevitably, you're gonna find yourself down one of three paths. Very few people seem to get the good ending these days. You know, think guys like Markiplier, YouTubers who are able to rise to the top just by being themselves and doing what they enjoy. That seems to be a pretty rare breed these days. Not only does it seem like people don't really have much interest in being that kind of person on the internet anymore, the algorithms of social media just don't reward it. Unfortunately, I think the days of guys like Tom Scott or Jacksepticeye getting famous on social media are probably gone. And then you've got the middle path, and I think this is where most YouTubers find themselves eventually. You blow up, you gain a following, and then one day it's just really not working for you anymore. Maybe you've lost interest, maybe your audience has lost interest. For whatever reason, the momentum stops, and for a lot of people that can be really discouraging. YouTube is definitely a game of ups and downs, and sometimes those downs can really fuck with your head, and some people just don't want to deal with it, which is why the middle path breaks off into a few end games. One of them is you just keep doing your thing. Eventually the downswing will probably end, your channel will gain momentum again, and who knows, maybe you'll end up down the first path where you become
I feel like if that were to happen, I feel like you should just take a break from YouTube. Just probably take like 2 or 3 breaks. I said 2 or 3 breaks. I think you should take like 2 or 3 months off of YouTube if that happens. Granted, I haven't blown up yet, nor I don't even know if I will blow up from this shit. But I'm just saying, if it ever were to happen to me, I'd probably take a break off of YouTube like how I did. It just wouldn't be no 2. Oh fuck! It just wouldn't be no 2 months. I mean, it wouldn't be no 2 years, but it'd probably be like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. Just see what's popping and try to switch it up.
Household name.
Try something different.
Is you just don't really want to deal with the ups and downs anymore. You stop uploading and your channel dies. And then there's the third path. And, well, the third path is the dark path, ladies and gentlemen. The third path is you have a downswing and you're like, I don't like this. How do I get momentum back to my channel right this second, guaranteed? Which leads you to manipulating your audience for short-term gains and turning your back on everybody who supported you for years. Your followers put up with it for a little bit, but after the 4th or 5th fake pregnancy announcement or fake divorce video, they check out, and the only people left are the ones there for the drama and the ones there to make fun of you. And before you know it, you're emerging from your cocoon, spreading your wings, exploring your new form as an internet lolcow. And that cocoon is a one-way ticket, boys and girls. Once you've gone down this path, there's no way back. And today we are talking about one of the worst examples of this with a YouTube channel, Kid Behind a Camera, aka the guy behind the Angry Grandpa videos. Now,
yo! Ain't no way! Dang! Oh, hell nah! For real? You see what I did there?
now, I haven't decided to just randomly talk about this guy. The reason this video is being made is because recently a 911 call got leaked of Michael's wife calling the police on him for domestic violence. This seems to be connected to an incident where Michael was arrested back in April for domestic violence, and this is the first time I'm hearing about this guy in years, so I figure that's probably the case for a lot of people. And personally, I feel like if you are this big of a piece of shit, people with a platform should put you on blast so those that still support you are at least not doing it blindly. This is a pretty terrible situation attention overall, but I really wouldn't be all that surprised if a lot of you guys don't even know who this guy is to begin with. So I'm going to give you a little bit of context, a little bit of background before we talk about what's going on now, just so you're kind of in the loop.
Oh,
now, if
hell
you've been
no.
using YouTube for a while, it's almost a guarantee that at some point you've seen an Angry Grandpa video. I think collectively the Angry Grandpa videos have almost 2 billion views. If in the back of your mind somewhere you can see a blurry video of an old man destroying a PS4, yeah, that's Angry Grandpa. The Angry Grandpa videos started like 15 years ago, and they were just silly homemade videos of a guy pretending to be very angry and ranting about shit or destroying shit. They were funny, lighthearted videos, and it was still that time of YouTube where an obviously fake video was not obviously fake to the average viewer, so there were debates on whether or not the videos were real, just good old-fashioned classic YouTube fun. And surprisingly, unlike most things on YouTube, it never really got old for people, and the character was relatively popular and relatively well-liked until Angry Grandpa unfortunately passed away in 2017. And that was sort of the beginning of everything going downhill. Michael, the guy kind of orchestrating all the videos, Angry Grandpa's son, was never really the draw for these videos. Believe it or not, it was Angry Grandpa. So once Angry Grandpa passed away, save for a few tribute videos that were released for him, people sort of lost interest in the channel. The main draw was gone, and all that was left was Michael and his wife. And the content that he started to put out was just not really what people were looking for, nor what they had subscribed for. They subscribed for the grandpa. Unfortunately, there was just really going to be no way to replicate what they were producing before. The channel probably should have just ended there, but it didn't. Now, most of the content moving forward was posted on Michael's personal channel, Kid Behind a Camera, but occasionally amongst old footage or re-uploads of the Angry Grandpa video.
What he should have done, if he should have just made his own channel. He should have just made his own channel. He should have just stopped posting on the Angry Grandpa and made his own channel. I mean, that's what I would have done to keep my grandfather's legacy alive and not tarnish what we built together. I would have just made my own little YouTube channel and I would have just posted on there.
Videos on the Angry Grandpa channel, Michael would post some of the stuff that he was making in the present. And, well, like I mentioned earlier, when some people experience those downswings like Michael was from the main draw of the channel being gone, some people overcorrect and try and do something that they think will get them views right then. And that became Michael's content strategy permanently. It seems like once he realized that people really weren't going to tune in for just him and his wife, essentially every other video became some clickbait bull.
Wait a minute.
It seems like...
Oh, he did make his own channel. Heartbreak news. She slept with my father. And your dad's dead? We're getting a divorce. She stole my Angry Grandpa's ashes. The end. Yeah.
Once he realized that people really weren't going to tune in for just him and his wife, essentially every other video became some clickbait bullshit about how they're pregnant or they're splitting up, they're getting a divorce, they're back together. And obviously that worked for a while, but once views started to go down again, essentially every other video became actually every other video being a video like that. And now fast forward to today where every single video that is uploaded to the Kid Behind a Camera channel is some clickbait soap opera bullshit with no basis in reality. And it's not haha funny stupid soap opera bullshit like the original Angry Grandpa videos were. They're genuine attempts to trick the audience.
Cheated on my wife. That's crazy.
Into thinking
Jennifer got arrested. I have a new girlfriend. We broke up. The bitter end.
That something major is happening. I'm just gonna read off the titles of the last.
Bro do remind me of Boogie 2990, but he do remind me of Boogie though.
Few uploads from the Kid Behind a Camera channel. Heartbreaking news. She slept with my father. Why we're getting divorced. She stole Angry Grandpa's ashes. It's just clickbait nonsense bullshit from a bunch of grown adults. And to make matters worse, these people include their children in these videos, in which they are constantly pretending to get divorced, get back with ex-partners, get pregnant, move out, have people die. It's really just embarrassing at this point. And I'm hoping with this recent news that the people who watch this guy just to laugh at him are going to stop, because at the end of the day, that's still supporting him, and supporting him in a pretty significant way. This guy's probably making a few $100,000 a year off of YouTube, and that is just not a position that he should be in anymore. Not only for the reason we're about to talk about, but Michael's just been a bad guy for a long time, exploiting everyone around him, including his children, for views. He's incapable of taking any sort of criticism whatsoever. He's just kind of a giant man baby, and hopefully for the people still sticking around for him, what we're about to talk about is the final nail in the coffin. So on April 3rd, Michael Michael was arrested for domestic violence in the 3rd degree. There's a police report we can read which says, upon arrival, I met with Bridget. She stated that the male later identified
the nigga like bubble bass, bro.
a few hundred
nigga got a neck roll, bro. Look at nigga like bubble bass, bro.
Year off of YouTube, and that is just not a position that he should
look like the popper from Sunset Overdrive
be in anymore. Not only for the reason we're about to talk about, but Michael's just been a bad guy for a long time, exploiting everyone around him.
Zesty too. The nigga looks like, bro. Look at him.
The reason we're about to talk about, but Michael's
look at it. Look at it, bro. Bro, why he got his hand like that? Like,
has been a bad guy for a long time, exploiting everyone around him, including his children, for views. He's incapable of taking any sort of criticism whatsoever. He's just kind of a giant man baby, and hopefully for the people still sticking around for him, what we're about to talk about is the final nail in the coffin. So on April 3rd, Michael was arrested for domestic violence in the 3rd degree. There's a police report we can read which says, upon arrival, I met with Bridget. She stated that the male later identified as Michael Green struck her several times in the face. I observed some redness to the left side of her face. She stated that she was uninjured and denied EMS. Other officers located Michael near the residence.
No, bro, you can't be fat hitting on your girl, bro. Like, you can't be a fat nigga punching on your girl, dog. Like, you can't be doing that.
And he was detained. Michael told officers that Bridget told him about an affair that she was having, and he slapped her approximately 2 times. Bridget and Michael are married with 2 children in common. It should be noted that the children, Mia and Michael Green, did not witness or perceive the events. Michael was arrested for domestic violence in the 3rd degree and was transported to DC, where he was booked and lodged. Now, I'm not going to play the 911 call that was leaked because honestly, it's pretty hard to listen to. It's a very intense, very heartbreaking exchange, and it's just one of those things that if you're a halfway decent person, after listening to it, you will never be able to look at this guy, or really any of the stuff that he's a part of, the same. You know, this is not your typical lol cow shit where you know that they're...
Bro, like... Look at this, man. This nigga got a hunchback, bro. The hunchback of Notre Dame.
This is not your typical lol cow shit where you know that they're a bad person, but really at the end of the day, their behavior only affects them, so it's like whatever. This is a guy whose shitty, narcissistic behavior has already been plaguing his family for years, and now he's gone a step too far in an unforgivable direction. And it's just really sad, you know? Like I said earlier, Michael's been involving his children in this content for a while now. They haven't been able to have a proper childhood. Their parents have been putting it on blast since the beginning, and that's bad enough, but now the fact that their father...
Did he hit his nuts, bro? What the fuck is he doing?
...is an abusive asshole is now public knowledge. You know, this is not just like a YouTuber falling off or something. This is a...
the nigga foaming at the mouth? What's going on?
Guy who's
wait a minute.
That's bad enough, but now the fact... direction, and his family for years, and now really any of the stuff that he's a part of, the same. You know, this is not your typical lol cow shit where you know that they're a bad person, but really at the end of the day, their behavior only affects them, so it's like whatever. This is a guy whose shitty, narcissistic behavior has already been plaguing his family for years, and now he's gone a step too far in an unforgivable direction, and it's just really sad, you know? Like I said earlier, Michael's been involving his children in this content for a while now. They haven't been able to have a proper childhood. Their parents...
I'm so fucking confused. What's going on with him? Is he having a fucking stomach attack or something?
Been putting it on blast.
And then he doing that with the J's on. Like, bro, take that shit off, dog.
Since the beginning, and that's bad enough, but now the fact that their father is an abusive asshole is now public knowledge. You know, this is not just like a YouTuber falling off or something. This is a guy who's such a narcissistic asshole that he's managed to drag down everybody around him with him against their will. Like seriously, this guy probably could have retired off of the money that he made and would have continued to make with the Angry Grandpa videos, but instead he gets greedy and turns his and his family's personal life into a circus for other people to peer into. I mean, this guy has been showing his true colors for a long time at this point, and it seems to have just unfortunately come to a head. Personally, I think it's probably time for YouTube to step in. I feel like demonetizing these channels would probably be a good first step. Sometimes I really wonder why YouTube seems to play such a passive role in stuff like this. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating for anybody who ever does anything wrong to get demonetized or banned off of YouTube, but I feel like in situations like this, I really don't feel like it'd be that crazy of a decision. It's honestly what I would have expected it at this point for YouTube to be like, you know what, we're actually not gonna essentially keep a known domestic abuser on our payroll, because that's what you're doing. I mean, seriously, this guy's probably made a significant amount of money just from people finding out that he's a piece of shit. People going to leave comments saying, you belong in jail, you're a piece of shit. That makes him money, and YouTube's the one paying it. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying that YouTube needs to run a background check on everybody who ever applies to the creator program, but I mean, when it's like this blatant, it just seems like a no-brainer. It's like, it's always sort of rubbed me the wrong way that YouTube will nuke your channel over copyright claims, but when a guy is outed for beating his wife, they're like, oh, well, we wouldn't want to get into personal issues. Obviously, that's for money. At the end of the day, YouTube is a business. They're going to be profit-minded, and as a
bro, I love how Agent Duck is just talking and this nigga having a heart attack. Like,
person who gets their bills paid.
I know he a piece of shit, but we watching this nigga die on the camera. Somebody called an ambulance. This nigga's fucking dying.
By YouTube, I'm not necessarily against that, but that doesn't change the fact that I think that YouTube needs to start taking a bit more of an active role in really considering who they're making famous and who they're making millionaires. This 911 call was only leaked about a week ago, so there's a chance that YouTube just hasn't really gotten around to seeing it, but I'd be very surprised if anything ends up happening here. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? Like I said, I really hope that we see YouTube do something. I kind of think that they might. You know, the whole angry grandpa thing is a big enough of a character that YouTube might do it just because they don't really want to be seen paying out a guy who was caught doing this. But I'm not super hopeful, really. Hopefully Michael's family can get away from him and they start to live an actually normal life, because I've got to imagine that the last 5 or so years have been the opposite of normal for them. Here's to hoping. See ya.
My life depends on it. You got my like, bro. But nah, for real. Give me a like. Subscribe to me. Give me a like. Subscribe to me, you know. Check your boy out. I'm out. I'm gonna catch y'all boys. お前はもう死んでいる。